All right, folks, let's do our remaining four geometric constructions. I'm going to go a little faster this time because I'm assuming you did the first ones and you'll know what I'm talking about. So let's go start by going into your Onshape account, your folder as usual, go back into your geometric constructions document that you made. And we're going to start with a new Part Studio, and let's call this GC5. Rename as GC5. Okay, so this one is going to be to do an angle bisector. It's a pretty easy one. So let's sketch in the front view, or the front plane, sorry. P to turn off planes, and to view normal, turn off the origin point. Okay, so what we're going to do on this one is we're going to create a random angle by creating two lines at an angle, L for line or line command, and make that angle. Let's go ahead and fix those 3 points in place, which will get that all fixed. And now it's pretty basic. We're going to draw a center point arc. Click on the center point. Click outside, somewhere in the middle of the arc here. Now just avoid it turning that gray area. Let's click on the arc that we just made and make it a construction line. And now we will do our center point arc from the intersection of those two. Remember, they both have to be highlighted, or you can put a point there. Let's do it both ways. We'll put a point on this one, and then from that point, we will draw our 3-point arc. Click. Now, we have to be a little bit, we have to kind of go through the middle of the whole thing. Make sure none of those little yellow lines show up. We don't want those. Hold the shift key down to make them stop. And we're going to do another one from that same point and kind of mimic where it's going to cross in the middle. We'll make sure it does in just a moment, and click. And then we are going to do what we've done before and make those two equal to each other. That one equal to that one. Whoa, what happened there? Okay, that's really interesting. Huh. Did I draw them both from the same place? Let me go back a couple steps. I'm going to undo. And let's try that again. Sometimes weird things happen. I'm on the equal. I'm making that one equal to that one. And it jumps way out there. I think I must have done something wrong. Huh. Let's stop this. Now, sometimes doing things wrong is a good way for us to learn because I'm not sure what's happening here. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to undo. Let's undo both of those and do this again. This time I'll put a point here. And let's try this again. Draw my center point arc. That's going to be my center point. Out here. No yellow. Do another one where my center point is here. Okay. That looks a little more like it. I'm not sure what I did before. Let's now make those equal to each other and hope the same weird thing doesn't happen. Okay, good. All right, we're going to put a point where they intersect and then a line. Now I'm going to do this a little bit different of a way. We're going to go kind of next to it, out extending, but then let's do a coincident constraint and we'll lock together that point and that line. So it goes through the middle of those. As always, let's do a text box with your name somewhere nearby. and take an image of, once again, not capitalizing names, and finish your sketch. Let's take an image of this, and that is going to be your geometric construction number 5. All right, let's go on to 6. Insert a new element. Create a part studio. Let's call that, rename it as GC6. Let's start sketching on the front. P, N, no origin. All right, the next one is a parallel line through a point. So we're going to draw a line, and we're going to draw a point somewhere like that-ish. And let's fix all of this stuff by fixing the ends of the line and the point. Get those locked into space. All right, so now let's look at how we're going to do this in the animated parallel line through a point. Now there's a couple ways of doing this. We'll do this by the angles method and see how this goes. So we're going to draw a random line first and draw an arc from both points. So I'm going to pause there and do that. Let's draw a random line like this, and we're going to make sure that it's coincident. That line and that point are coincident, and we're going to put another point where they intersect. Okay, let's go ahead and fix the endpoints of this line. Get it all fixed. There we go. And we're going to draw a center point arc somewhere not quite that far to the line. Oh, we might have to stretch that line out a little bit. Now, I'm going to show you how to do something here. Notice when I hover over this and the little fix is there, I can actually go to that right click and delete the sketch entity, and now it will turn that little end blue, waiting for the computer, which means I can stretch it out a little farther. So if that happens to you, that's the way to fix or to make a repair to that. Now let's fix that again. Okay, so we're going to do this arc here again here, and now we have to make those two equal to each other as if we had the compass set the same. Okay, all right, we've got that part done. Let's see what else we need to do. Now we're going to get the points between those two. All right, and finally we've got a parallel line. So we have to get the distance between this and here. I'm going to rewind that a little bit. Okay, oh, we needed to draw that arc all the way. I see. So I need to pull this arc I can hold down the mouse wheel and pull that. Now, notice those stay equal to each other, right? So it doesn't matter where they are as long as they're equal to each other. I can again make this arc construction just so it's not shading things. All right, now I need to know what my distance is from there to there. So let's fix this and this in place, which notice this guy turned black because it's now fixed equal to that. And we're going to put a point at this intersection and that intersection. Okay, now We need to make an arc right here just because we're going to use that as a reference. So I'm making an arc that goes, as long as it's hooking to that point, it's fine. And now we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to make another arc from this point. So we need a point at this intersection. We're going to make another arc. Oops, where did my, oh, there it is. Arc from this point along here. And then we're going to have to make this arc and this arc equal to each other. Okay, good. And now let's see what, once we've made that arc there and that arc there, then we draw a line between the two. All right, so back to this arc, I'm hit escape to get out of command, needs to go through here. So look, we've got the same thing, arc where it intersects, arc where it intersects. Let's put a point right through here. Draw ourselves another line. Let's purposely make it at a little bit of an angle so that no yellow lines are showing up or anything, and it's not horizontal. See how that's horizontal? Let's make it not horizontal on purpose. And then we will make it coincident to, we'll make this line, so I clicked coincident, and I will make this line coincident to that point. And then while we still have coincident, this line, click through that point. And we have parallel lines. If you don't like the shaded area, we can turn that other arc also to construction. There we go. And name. All right, finish sketch. And there is your GC6. All right, turn that guy in. New one. Create Part Studio. Let's rename it as GC7. We're almost done. All right, sketch in the front. P for planes, N for normal. Get rid of the origin point. All right, our next one is a congruent angle. So the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to just draw an angle. So in your line command, just draw a random angle. Okay, let's go ahead and fix those points. So that we fix that whole thing in place, and let's watch what we're going to do to make a congruent angle. So same angles. We have our first one. It's asking us to draw another line down here, so let's go ahead and do that at kind of the same angle as what that showed. So just approximately that angle. Don't make it horizontal or vertical or anything, and let's go ahead and fix those points in place. Fix. All right. Now let's look how to do this. The animation, we're going to sweep an arc, and with it at the same, we're going to sweep an arc. Let's do that. So let's make a 3-point arc. We go all the way through both. Okay, and down here, we're going to sweep an arc that's approximately the same size. I'm going to make them construction. Click construction, and let's make them equal as if we were using a compass set to the same thing. All right. I'm not sure I did that. Let me try that again. All right. Cool. Let's see what's next. We're going to set our angle. Okay, makes sense. So we're going to come here and do our center point circle locked onto that intersection. They both have to be highlighted to do that. And then let's go to that intersection and just go out a bit. Okay. Now on this one, we're going to do another 3-point arc, start at that intersection when they're both highlighted. Okay. Now again, I don't want to line it up to anything. I'm just going to kind of go to where it's random and sweep one like that. And then we're going to make these equal to each other. That needs to be equal to that. Notice it moved a little bit. And we're going to now put a point here on that intersection. Draw a line from there through here. And finally do a coincident constraint to lock the line to the point. Okay. Congruent angles. Now, if you want to make sure they're congruent angles, down here in the bottom, right below where I'm talking to you, is a little measuring tape. And we can click that guy and go click on those two lines, and it's going to give us an angle. Whoa, why is it not doing that? Okay, weird. Hold on. I don't know what happened there. Undo. Let me try that again. I'm going to choose my measure tool, and I'm going to measure from here to here. There we go, and it's an angle of 34.585 degrees. Now let's try the other one. I'm hitting escape, clicking to get out of commands, and that one to that one, 34.585. They're the same. All right, so let's get our name on there somewhere. Take your screenshot or finish the sketch first and take the screenshot. All right, and we're on to our very last one, which is creating a rectangle. All right, so let's do this and start a new one. That's our last one. Art Studio, rename as GC 8. Sketch on the front. Turn off planes, view normal. That time I right clicked. Hide the origin. Okay, we're going to start by drawing a pretty long line. Go most of the way across your screen. Go ahead and make that line horizontal, although it doesn't really matter. And we're going to place 2 points along that line. Let's go ahead and go here and here. Now that line needs to extend longer than beyond the points. So basically what we're doing is we're making 2 perpendicular lines through a point. Let's fix all of this stuff by clicking on all points. All right. So we're going to use our center point arc from there. And let's go ahead and drag an arc from there. Same thing on the other side. Click, click. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing over here. Now you do have to make sure that you're not going quite as far so that these don't overlap each other. Similar distances. Okay. Now you're going to make sure that these are equal to each other. All 4 of them need to be equal. So that needs to be equal to that, and that needs to be equal to that, and that needs to be equal to that. All right, so all of them are the same. Now we're going to draw some arcs that are the same going upward. So our arc from the intersection going up. Now we have to start on the left and end up on the right. It doesn't really matter how far you go. You choose the length you want it to be there. And then we're going from this intersection. Now I'm a little worried that that little square that showed up is a midpoint. I don't want that. I just want the intersection. Again, start on, I don't like those yellow lines. Start to the left, end up on the right of an imaginary line coming up from that point. Over here, we're going to do the same thing, intersection, start farther to the left, end up farther to the right, and then this intersection. Don't forget, if you're having a hard time with intersections showing up, you can always place a point on that intersection and use that as the center point for your center point arc. Start a little on the left, go on the right. Now again, we're going to make those all four equal to each other. So this needs to be equal to that, and that needs to be equal to that, and that needs to be equal to that. Cool. Points on the intersections. And we will then finally draw our lines. There to there, there to there, and there to there. And we've created a rectangle, and it shades it. That's okay. All right, name. As always. And congratulations. And once again, not cap. I don't know why my hands won't do that. Finish your sketch, take a picture, turn that in. Good job. You finished with geometric constructions. Next time it will be back to building. All right, have a good day. See you next time.